Hello everyone, it's Isaac here, back with another video, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing basically a beginner's guide to blitzing. If you guys don't know what blitzing is, it's a technique used by a lot of grinders on Nitro Type, basically trying to do the most amount of races in the smallest time possible. Obviously, if you're going to be doing a lot of grinding, you're going to be still taking a lot of time to do that. However, if you just don't, maybe you just don't have a lot of time to race, or maybe you do and you want to get the most efficient possible, then blitzing is a pretty good strategy. Now, of course, I don't personally recommend blitzing simply because it's not fun, and I don't support grinding. I personally think improving your typing is more important than being active. But, because a lot of people do grind these days, I do want to make a video kind of how to do it, because I have done some light blitzing before. I can do okay, but I thought it was just good to make an informational video. So, we're going to get into the video with the first strategy, probably one of my favorites, Control R. Now you have to be careful with this. Control R basically reloads your page, and how you use this is you basically, when you're done racing, when you're done with a race, you wait for your car to cross the finish line. You have to do that, otherwise you may end up doing like 500 races and none of them will count, which has happened to me before. It wasn't 500 races. I managed to miss 20 races using the Control R strategy because I reloaded the race too early. Make sure that the race is done, and then you can reload. And that's just a really basic strategy. Or if you use Mac, it would be Command R. Or if you use a Chromebook, there's typically a reload button on the keyboard. The second method would be no distractions. You definitely don't want some loud, noisy TV going on in the background or something. You want to make sure you're focused, because the more focused you are, the easier it is to complete these sessions. Well, I assume you're probably going to go for a session if you're grinding. It's just easier if you don't have any distractions. However, you want to make sure to help focus that you're listening to some sort of music, maybe listening to videos, I don't know. So for whatever reason, when I race, I cannot focus if I'm listening to music. I don't know why. So instead, I actually listen to old Nitro Type live streams, or if someone's currently live, then I'll listen to that too. Typically by either Penguin Typer or Ace Typer. They're two very good Nitro Type YouTubers, and I recommend their channels. But basically, they both do live streams from time to time, and I typically listen to those live streams while I'm racing, and it helps me focus. Also, make sure you're at the top of a specific speed zone. So say if maybe you average 122 words per minute, just a random number. If you're going to do blitzing, you want to make sure you are racing the fastest words per minute, it's hard to explain. It's like the top of the speed zone. So for instance, I would recommend trying to type 118, 119, because if you're going to type 118 to 119, that's the top of the 110 to 120 speed zone, meaning you're going to get the texts done slightly faster, which will improve your time. Make sure you also use your nitro every race. I know there's some people that don't like using nitros, but if you're going to be doing grinding or blitzing, as it's called, make sure you use your nitro on probably the longest word in the text. And the last and final, and probably also most important, if you cannot do a lot of races at your words per minute, for instance, I can typically only do around 100 races at my full words per minute before I start getting tired, I would recommend sandbagging, which is where you lower your words per minute. And with sandbagging, you can typically, with the top of the speed zone method, that's typically also useful, because I average 125 to 130. So if I wanted to grind, say I wanted to do an 800 race session, I don't know why I would want to do that, but if I wanted to, I would probably sandbag to 99 words per minute. I don't know, that's a big jump, but I think that would make it easier, because I don't have very much experience with grinding. So I would sandbag to 99 words per minute, because that is the top of the 99 to 1. Actually, no, I wouldn't do 99 words per minute. If you can, try to sandbag above 100 words per minute. So I would sandbag to 109 words per minute. Therefore, and the reason for this is because bots load in every second after you average 100 words per minute, which is really nice for grinding. So if you can, make sure to average above 100 words per minute if possible. But if not, then just sandbag to whatever speed feels comfortable. But I would sandbag to 109 I average 125 to 130, so I would sandbag to 109. Therefore, the bots would load in every second. I would be racing at the top of the speed zone, and using the Control R strategy, I could get plenty of racing done. So that's all for today's video. Sorry if I'm a little scatterbrained. I've been really busy lately. I'm going to be really busy this week too, unfortunately, so I may not be able to upload a lot. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you like this sort of content, it'd be great if you could like the video, maybe even consider subscribing. That'll be it for today. Stay safe.